We joined the super legit crew before the show as we learn a little bit about our guest's history.
I've been doing Geekscape for 18
you know how to
years.
censor yourself,
like,
right? Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I ran out of new shit in year 3, and there's been 15 more years of it. The Geekscapists know everything. They saw the first marriage. They saw everything. Like they saw the divorces. The Geekscapists have been with me since I was in my 20s, like early 20s. So this is a fucking Truman Show I'm stuck in. Is basically what I've done.
They know where all the bodies are buried,
and it's a weekly show. So
those bodies.
They've literally gotten an update from me for mainly every week for 18 years. The cool thing about Geekscape is we get, there's like babies born at this point. Our first Geekscape babies are now like in college.
Right.
And I'm like,
wow.
Are you fucking kidding me? You brought the New York picnic episode, which is like episode 7. That baby is now going to start college, or, and I'm just sitting there going, fuck. Yeah. Or people who like came up to the booth at Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con are like, hey, there's a guy named Nate Quarry he was a UFC fighter, and his little daughter would wear this Minish cap. You guys know the Minish cap? And she and he posted something like about like, yeah, she's going off to college. I was like, the little girl in the Minish cap is going. What the fuck are you talking about? Wait, she graduated? The little girl in the Minish cap. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, and then I was like, oh yeah, Minish cap came out in 2005.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I say things like
the
that?
Last 4 years.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. This is a mature rated podcast.
Can I say the Minish cap came out in 2005? Fuck.
Oh God, no! Please don't remind me of that. It's already too late for me. Yeah. Yes, I just got myself this retro console.
That's retro.
Everything in it.
In fact, he called that retro. And it's fucking...
yeah. Well, it's not it's designed to look like the SP, but it has like every game in history that I can care about loaded onto it. Yeah, yep, and the Minish Cap's already on there. It's one of the few ones I didn't beat too. So one of these days I will. So.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It is fantastic. But of course, it was also best played in multiplayer. So, all right.
That's Four Swords Adventures. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're right. You're
now
right.
It's Geekscape. Yell aren't on your show anymore.
Right. Now I am mixing them up. Yeah, but they were in like similar time.
Michael,
we just found our intro to the episode. Great.
This is beautiful.
I invited you.
My crowd right here.
I'm betting who's coming on Geekscape, and I'm sorry, Jett. You lack the geek knowledge to differentiate between the Minish Cap and
But
Four
I
Swords.
beat both Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. You went through those fucking little rhythm games and each of those Oracle games. Those games are. You know what I'm talking about? Those little sections where you have to do that. Those suck. Everybody else is just watching it.
Time right now.
Everybody else is watching us, just being like, "These are fucking nerds."
I've never seen a guy get his geek card revoked. That was harsh.
It's the Super Legit Podcast, everyone. I am your host, Jarrett Lennon Kaufman, a.k.a. Jett. We have a wonderful house of people tonight. Let's rattle off who we've got. We have Josh Spence.
Heyo.
We have Chris Sanders.
I like video games.
We have Sean Michael Boozer.
I have heard of video games.
There's Jen Burton.
Video games.
Stephen C. James.
I'm the inspiration for Lana Del Rey's song, video games.
And my co-host, Michael Heiman.
Hello, a.k.a. Jett. I once played a Virtual Boy in a Blockbuster video.
Not
impressive,
okay.
I know.
In the actual... I have my
Yeah.
Virtual Boy on display, just like I had the bookshelf next to me. So I win.
For those of us who are not video game savvy, when you say you played with a Virtual Boy,
oh God,
it sounds like a really disturbing, early 90s virtuosity, weird porn thing.
Yeah. I couldn't afford the Thailand ticket, so I did it virtually.
It sounds like the court reading the charges in a case in 2030.
We have witnesses from a video store in the 90s, and
all perhaps, maybe.
Can you show us on the Virtual Boy where he touched you?
Where he virtually touched you.
Or perhaps more successful.
Almost. It was right here. He got so close, he was virtually touching me.
Do you guys remember this phenomenon from the 90s blockbusters that they had two action sections? They had an action section, then they had a super action section.
I was just about to say.
Do you guys remember that?
Let's first have Michael Heiman answer the mystery of who that voice is that we don't know.
Oh, well, Jett, this week it's our special guest, Jonathan London. Jonathan is a writer, director, producer, and comedian. He's the host of the super popular Geekscape podcast and the founder and editor-in-chief of the Geekscape Podcast Network. You've seen him hosting panels at cons, including Comic-Con, his work in music videos on Hulu, at South by Southwest, and you already have and can currently hear him right now on the Super Legit Podcast. So, Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Sorry, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
I can't keep the geek back. It's been happening my whole life. I'm so sorry.
You fit right in. That's how I live.
There were two sections of videos diverged in a video store.
You guys don't remember that? Right. Blockbuster had an action section, and that would be like Mission Impossible would go to the action section. Then they had a super action section for like the Michael Dudikoff and like Van Damme stuff. That was like, you're looking for American Ninja too. Okay, well that's in super action. You want a bunch of guys like on bikes and stuff exploding. That's super action. Like, and some people remember this, but there was a sub subcategory in their action section called super action for stuff that had like Dolph Lundgren and stuff in it. And
I don't remember. I remember I was absolutely in those stores renting videos.
I was a manager
at that time.
Yeah,
but I don't remember a difference in sections. I just remember all the action movies that I rented.
If you wanted a hardline action, you skip the regular stuff, the stuff that came out in theaters, and you're like, okay, give me the stuff that like,
super action.
Yeah, give me the stuff that ripped off the Chow Yun Fat movie from 1989. Give me that.
Excuse me, sir. Where would I find Faces of Death Part 4?
That is in documentary. That's in documentary. Because remember, you asked yourself if you thought that stuff was real.
Yes.
And you'd be like, wait, is that real? And then maybe some of it was, but some of it wasn't.
For sure.
But Faces of Death for sure was not going to be in a blockbuster. That's like that was like mom and pop video shop stuff where you're like,
kid, Odyssey Video. Odyssey Video had the Faces of Death.
Or didn't Odyssey Video also have like the
super extensive porn section?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Was Odyssey Video a West Coast thing?
We didn't have it in Austin.
Oh, it's like
it's one of one, right?
Yeah, one of one. The signage is still there, even though it's been closed for years. And it actually lived across the street from Blockbuster Video.
It's on Lincoln.
It was
right down from Idle Hour
intersection.
Hey kid, you want to play a Virtual Boy? Come on into the back.
What about The Warehouse? Because that's where I did most of my business as a kid, was renting from The Warehouse.
I remember The Warehouse.
Yeah, right.
This is the first part I could participate in this conversation.
You take the real boy
remembering The Warehouse.
A bit of dealing here and there,
Yeah, again, this was not in the Midwest. So our chains were, you had some Blockbusters, but Family Video was the big rental chain. And then otherwise it was individual literal mom and pop video stores. Like in my small town, the video store was run by it was actually owned by the pastor of one of the churches, and one of his sons, who I was in the same grade as in school, was often the one working the counter.
How was the adult section in that store?
They didn't have an adult section in that store.
What?
That was in the church.
Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
That was just that was the confession booth, pal.
They still had all of the action. They had the super action and the regular action. They had all of that, just no adult section.
Violence is okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would say that's very much very churchy.
I know there's plenty of sex in the Bible too. Yeah, my wife's family owned a video rental store as well in Oregon, I believe. So so she's got a lot of history with that, and a lot of bootleg copies of things.
We make our own product here. What? Excuse me, Father. What did you say?
You got the Virtual Boy.
You got this. Hey kid, you want to play Virtual Boy? I'm still drunk from the wine, miss. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
and he says he's not an improviser. Sorry,
Michael, what's our question for this week? Because I don't think it's what was your experience with video stores as a kid.
I'm glad you asked.
Could be
that because it could be, and it would be real serendipitous if it was. But guess what? We're not that lucky because it's a different question. This week's question, coming from listener Flank Stubbins, is what's the most thoughtful gift you've ever received? And Jonathan, if something comes to mind, why don't you go ahead?
I think that ultimately, I did think about this. I thought about it a lot, and it came down to two.
That's good because that's more than I've done.
Pretty defining gifts. They both came from my father when I was probably 8 or 9, 10, and the main thing is they separated me from what my brothers were all about. Like my older brother was into Transformers, my younger brother was into G.I. Joe, and I needed my own thing. That would have been TMNT. So I was gonna say the very first collection of the Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtle stuff, but ultimately the same issue happened with the original NES, the 8-bit NES, that we had to share that system. Yeah. So this is the main answer. I'm going with this answer, that original Game Boy, because it was the system that was mine. It was the one where I didn't have to share it. I could be completely antisocial as I was for most of my adolescence and just go over in the corner and play Tetris, and then it led to that Nintendo Championships picture. It led to a lot of that stuff. So I'm going to put it in the realm of movies, video games, and comics, the kind of stuff that we talk about on Geekscape and the people that I interview on Geekscape. And if that kid who loved the Ninja Turtles knew that Kevin Eastman would be in his house recording a Geekscape, or that he would be Stan Lee's moderator one day, like, that stuff is wild. I proposed to my wife on the main stage of Comic-Con with Giancarlo Esposito as my wingman. Like if any of that stuff, like, I wouldn't have been able to comprehend it, but it all really started with those gifts. And those are the things that were, for the first time, were like mine. And so I'm not going to count the Sega Genesis and Sonic, because I earned that from, mowing lawns and doing all that stuff. Yeah. That was the most important thing. But I'm going to go with the original Game Boy, with the puke green coloring. Wow. That was just really huge for me.
Yeah. Mine is sitting also on my shelf over here as well, my original Game Boy, which it's funny because I could arguably make that the same answer for me too. That one I received from Rhea Perlman when I was filming Cheers. She literally on set one day just randomly asked, "Hey, do you have a Game Boy?" And I was like, "No, we can't afford one." And on shoot night,
why would you say that?
Gift from her, because it's true. We literally couldn't afford one. It was very, very true.
It worked.
A wrapped gift from her, and in it was a brand new Game Boy with Tetris and those original earbuds, which I hadn't even realized that Nintendo had created those first sets of earbuds. Those were not a standard, a commonly available thing yet. And that was the start of my handheld gaming love, and handheld gaming systems have been my favorite way to play video games forever since. And so that absolutely started my love there. So like it's wild, but that was absolutely one of the best gifts I ever received. So same one.
We've been antisocial ever since.
Yes.
What year did the Game Boy come out?
1991.
89.
Was it that late? Was it that early?
Well, I was 6 when I filmed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I remember.
So what year was that?
89.
89.
Yeah.
Wow. 89.
What?
So wait, you were 6 years old when you told Rhea Perlman, we can't afford a Game Boy.
You said it in Oliver Twist.
I gave the honest answer. It was like, it hadn't even crossed my mind to like say anything else. It's like, do you have a Game Boy? It's like, no, we can't afford one.
The conversation probably went like her going to Danny and being like, "Hey, can we adopt him? Can we adopt him or no? Let's just give him the Game Boy."
Super. Rhea, come in here.
Yeah?
I just got off the phone with our business manager.
Oh, that guy. All right. What? What's the problem?
Have you been gambling again?
Well, of course.
Huh? Have you been betting on child wrestling matches again?
What do you think I do with my spare time? Do you know how many scenes on Cheers that I'm not in where I have extra time? I'll tell you how many. About 4 hours a day. I'm just sitting in the back. I'm not supposed to gamble on what children are doing?
It says here you spent $400 on Game Boys.
Yeah, I'm handing them out to all the guest stars on Cheers. What's the problem?
Whoa. I don't want my hard-earned taxi money going towards these Game Boys, okay?
Danny,
when we got together, we decided all our money went in one pile, and we would have a conversation, okay?
Yeah,
all right?
Okay, you're right. You're right. To me, though, we also decided that I could decide what charitable contributions I would like to make out into the world, and you could choose yours, and I choose to give Game Boys, whether they like them or want them or not, to any guest star that comes onto Cheers. I gave one to Tom Worth. He's in his 80s. He was a guest.
Character actor Tom Worth?
Exactly. He didn't even want it. I forced it into his hands while he was sitting in the back.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. I wish we had discussed this, because when Tom Worth was on Taxi, he was a jerk to me!
Well, now we're entering into a new territory because I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know what is going on the Taxi set when I am on the Cheers set?
Well, what you do is you talk to me. We have a conversation about
it
before we go spending all this money. All right, listen. Remember what happened last time, huh? You bought all those chairs, huh?
Yeah, I gave a chair to every guest star on Cheers. And then anyway,
listen,
go ahead.
They're getting paid, okay? You don't need to provide chairs and Games Boys for them.
It's just a singular game and a boy. It's not games. It's not one boy playing multiple games.
I don't know.
You're right. But look, I ask every time. Every one of those guest stars on Cheers, I said, can you afford a Game Boy? Or can you afford a chair? And if the answer is no, then I give them either a chair or a Game Boy.
Rhea, that sounds like a really personal question to ask somebody you've got a day player relationship with.
Oh, it's my in. It's like they walk in, they don't know anybody. I come in, I say, are you financially responsible enough to own a chair? That's not that big of a question to ask somebody.
It feels intrusive, Rhea. I mean, I know you're kind of brash, but it feels
brash
really
is my middle name.
Because...
Have you seen my hair? I cut some tomatoes with it earlier. That's a real thing that happened.
Danny, I would really appreciate if you involved me in this conversation. You had me over for dinner, and you and Rita are just talking about your Cheers and your Taxis, and we're supposed to be shooting our movie, The Twins.
I know, Arnold, I know, okay? Let me finish this conversation, okay? You can wait right around. Don't make me beat you up again.
Disputes.
I will punch you right in that mouth.
You're not going to punch me. You sit down, Arnold. You shut your mouth.
Arnold, can you afford a chair?
Of course I can.
Would you like one?
Can you? How many chairs I break? I broke one of your chairs when I sit down earlier.
Oh, I was going to give that to Haley Joel Osment. He's coming on the show tomorrow.
Who?
He may not be born yet.
Wait, who? No. Wait, you mean that pregnant lady that was on set?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Rhea, I really think you got to take a definite look at how you're spending this money. All right? You're giving prospective feed-eye chairs.
Danny, as your manager, I think the only way out of this financial hole is you got to start hawking sandwiches. Have you ever thought about... No, listen.
I swore.
Listen.
I swore to my mother, as she was on her near deathbed, that I would never be the kind of shill who shelled out for some cheap sandwich place or some sort of citrus-flavored drink of alcohol.
Danny, are you talking about your mother who's still alive?
That's why I said near deathbed.
Come on.
It was a really rough case of the flu.
Danny.
Okay? Hey, listen, I told her I would never do anything as horrible as hawking alcohol sandwiches or directing a movie about Jimmy Hoffa. I promised her that.
Well, I think we all saw Twins, so we know you lied to her. So we got to move on from there.
All right. You know what? Listen, I'll do it, but I just got to keep up with Rhea's Game Boy addiction, all right? She's been buying games for every single guest star that's been on Cheers, and now she's branched out.
Whoa! She's buying Game Boys for everybody?
Yeah, you know, the hottest new technology.
Yeah, how can I?
They've got a black and white screen. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
more of a green
Hey,
and white.
can you put Rhea on the phone?
Hello.
Rhea.
Yes, I heard him through the phone in the other room, and I just got on the extension. Hi.
Your hearing's amazing. Is your hair like
Thank
some
you.
sort of like antenna to pick up?
It is.
Here's the thing. I would love a Game Boy. I can't afford
All
it
right.
myself. I'm
You
Danny's,
can't?
No, I'm Danny's agent.
Okay, well, can you arrange to be a guest star on the TV show Cheers? Because those are the two components of getting a Game Boy for me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a manager. I would never debase myself by being on camera.
Well, no Game Boy for you, buddy.
All right, Danny. M. Night Shyamalan. I'm directing a sequel to The Sixth Sense. We're going Seventh Sense. And this time, Haley Joel Osment is older, and you're going to be...
Is it Hope? Did I spoil it? Is it Hope?
Yes. But it's okay. We haven't filmed yet, and I think...
I mean, I saw it coming from a mile away. It's like Signs all over again. It's clearly Hope. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Night.
M is good enough. M is fine, Danny. M is great.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's Hope. Hope is the Seventh Sense. And it's fine, because we're still going to film it. We're still going to put it out. I think it'll still catch people by surprise. And Haley's older. He's an adult. So you're going to be like kind of a nice ghost who's like coaching him through adulthood, still seeing ghosts, but to find the hope in ghosts.
Night. Is this because you... Night. Is this... Are you coming to me because you think I look like what Bruce Willis would look like after being dead for over 20 years?
I mean, yes, absolutely. Of course. I mean, Danny, let's be honest, you look like just about everyone who's been dead for 20 years.
Ouch. That stings. Oh, boy, howdy.
Hey.
Okay, but you know what? I need the work.
We both know this.
Apparently, Rhea had been getting into something called Raspberry Pi. So, I've been shelling out a lot of money she's buying those for people.
Yeah.
So
I also wanted to ask, I'm in the market for a Linux, and I could, she's got one of those Raspberry Pis for me. I'm in. Is she around?
Is this why you make cameos in all of your movies? So that way you get rap gifts just like all the actors?
I need 2 paychecks. Listen, my movies aren't doing that well either. If I can double dip on the producer side and the on camera, I listen. As many credits as possible, Danny.
All right. Okay. I'll do it. I'll book it. Fine. Okay.
All right. That was easy. Right. Great.
Can we possibly get Arnold involved in this? We wanted to do twins. We had Eddie Murphy. Then we had Tracy Morgan. Now we got nobody. Can the twist be that like Arnold Schwarzenegger is also in this movie?
And this is also in the Twins universe? I like it. I like a good crossover.
I'm a mouthful of raspberry pie.
Legit.
Just an open question. Yeah. Are we going to do like any existential like gifts, like the gift of love from whom? We're talking
fuck that shit.
Physical.
I don't know, bro. Who
material?
Who gifted you love?
Fucking have you? Nobody apparently. Have you met my dad? Like, come on, what are you talking about here?
No, I haven't. Your dad does not live.
Flashback to son. This is my guitar.
No, it's son.
We don't let him talk about it.
This is your guitar.
Yes. We have shared this story.
Son, you're gonna have to get it out of that bear trap and see if you would really want it or not.
You heard that episode.
But that bear trap was a great gift. Yeah.
It's a lesson, son.
No, the reason I say it is I actually wanted to be the cornball of the group more than most. I honestly do think the gift of time that we give each other to either do these podcasts or just hang out with each other has really been a bigger deal, especially like when you work more and you hopefully presumably earn more. You can buy like the crap specifically that you want. The gift of time that you do give to each other is the best thing. Like this week has been absolutely fantastic. On Wednesday, Heiman and I went to the Kia Forum and we saw AEW wrestling. We saw Dynamite and Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
We were on TV for so many awesome shots of us just being absolute dorks. And it was mm-hmm. Geeks as well. And then we went to Heavy Handed and had one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life. And we got to talk the whole time and catch like it was the best. And then the next day, I got to go to Salsa and Beer with Jett and Steven, and got to just hang out and talk and catch up and see where everybody's like. The older I'm getting, I'm realizing like that is so much more valuable, and it's not just because we got to go somewhere, we got to do something. It's like taking that time that you would have normally done something, or you're busy being an adult, to not be an adult and just hang out. That's why this podcast is so great.
Josh, thank you for sharing that, because now I know where Sanders, Jen, and I are on the scale of who you like to hang out with. It's really eye-opening.
I mean, not everyone can literally live next door to you, SMB, and use your living room to record from.
Well, no, that's funny. No, time out. It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, Sean Michael, because those three people invited me to hang out with them. So I'm waiting for my invite, sir. I'm waiting for my invitation.
Oh, see, that's not as much fun when it becomes my
thought. The thought and the thoughtful part of the gift is entirely on
you giving it to me.
We
come on.
You.
See, I don't like that game as much.
Okay, but when we go hiking, that's definitely going to be a you and me thing, which is I'm so excited to looking forward to.
Yes.
But, I seriously am trying to have little pockets of things with everybody, because that's the shit that counts, I think.
Hey man, you want some cocaine?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Super.
Okay, Josh. I have cleared my calendar. I took off the entire week. I cashed in all of my PTO. So this is your week at this point. I am giving you the gift of an entire week with me, your best friend in the entire world, Jett Kaufman. What do you want to do with it? How are we going to use this effectively? And I'm looking at you, Josh.
Oh yeah, not looking at me. Oh man, I guess I'm not the best friend. It's okay. Nope. It's okay. I'm just going to go to my trailer and sit in my chair that Rhea gave me.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm thinking about it, Jett. I mean, you've chosen not to pick Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've chosen me, Josh Spence. How should we spend this time together? Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to flip this back. Why don't we do something that you would like to do? Right? Oh. I think the way to give back to me is to do something you'd like to do. I know how much you've always wanted a guitar. Why don't we go guitar shopping?
Yeah.
And then we'll get matching Dave Grohl tattoos. Right? Then we'll learn how to play Metallica songs together.
Hey, welcome to the Guitar Center. I hope you're in the market for some guitars, because guess what we have? Anyway, if you want to play some fucking Metallica or straight up the fucking legend, some Grohl, right, this right here, this is a fucking Stratocaster. Look, it's made out of wood, but then there's some metal pieces, and if you fucking thrash though, if you shred it, it'll rock. You know what I mean?
Josh,
sounds absolutely amazing.
Wow. This is my best friend Josh right here. He is a legend
what's up,
when
Spence?
it comes to guitars.
What's up? It's good to see you again.
Hey,
bro.
good to see you again, man. Hey,
hey,
Guitar Center handshake. Yeah.
That's right. We're still gone. Just a
Jett,
few minutes,
sorry.
weird guy.
This is my best friend, Fret Freddy.
That's right. They call me Fret Freddy. I don't know if you know this, because you're here to learn guitars, right? So you don't even know that a fret is part of a guitar. So, and then my name's Freddy. So it makes sense.
I thought I was here to spend the week with my best friend Josh Spence.
And you are.
But I'm now learning that his best friend is Freddie from Guitar Center.
I'm just one of his best friends. Like, y'all have you been to Drum Circles R Us?
Oh, dude, you gotta. Oh, you know what? Hey, Freddie, we will come back. We're gonna make you the end of the night, bro. All right.
Have so much fun. Okay. Rock on, bro.
All right. Cool. Let's head to Drum Circle. All right. Let's do one of those like noises. It's like a doodly do thing to like kind of show us transition from one place to another. You cool with that, bro?
Okay.
All right, let's go, Jett.
I got you. I just plugged in my guitar.
Oh man, that sounds so great, Freddie. Oh whoa! Here we are at the Drum Circle.
Welcome to the Drum Circle, where you can drum anything in this room. It's available for drumming. Wow. Come on in.
That's so cool. I'm Jett. This is my best friend, Josh.
Hey, and this is my best friend, Snake.
Josh.
Jett, Snake,
Josh.
Snake,
Josh, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Snake.
You been drumming lately?
Of course I've been drumming, man. Like, you have no idea how many calories those things burns off. There's this virtual drum game I got. Hey, man, I won't bore you though, Snake. Hey, Snake. Show Jett your tattoo. Show Jett your tattoo. Roll that sleeve. Show Jett that tattoo.
Check this out.
Oh,
Best friends, big heart.
That's
his name in it. That's right. It says Josh, and then a big heart, and then Snake, and then a plus sign between them, and it's all in the center of a heart, which is what you do when you're best friends with somebody, and you give them a bunch of free drums, which is what I did with Josh.
Hang on. Here, let me pull up my shirt, and let me show you what I've got. Here, right here, around my heart, it's a snake in the shape of a heart. To show my love for Snake.
Best friends.
All right.
One of many, proud to be.
Okay.
Never heard of you, Jett. I gotta be honest. He's never mentioned you. Not even once. He comes in here all the time. Never once mentioned a guy named Jett.
Never have.
Literally,
not even
you're a
in
total
passing.
stranger.
I even just refer to those things in the sky as planes. Hey, you seem a little upset. Should we step aside and talk? Hey, Snake, we're gonna walk over by the Toms. I think we need to have a separate conversation.
Yeah, go ahead and go over to Tom's. You know what you could do later? You should go over to Moochie's violin store. You know that other place that you love so much?
Oh, man, Moochie's! Oh, you know what? Hey,
you should
Snake,
go over there
never mind about that conversation by the Toms. I gotta take a trip.
Of course not.
To Violinville.
Why would we talk?
Moochie's violins.
Let me drum you guys out.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah. Whoa. Wow.
I know. It's a whole wall of Stradivariuses. I mean, you look at this and you're like, voila! All right, Moochie the violinucci. Come on over here, man.
Yes, Josh. My best customer, Josh. Welcome back to my violin store.
Moochie, is it? Is that your name?
Yes.
Let me just, I want to cut to the chase real quick. You said he's your best customer. Is that all he is to you?
And my dearest, closest friend.
Yeah, of course.
No one has purchased more violins for me, as well as violas and upright basses. But also, he's purchased
cellos. Don't forget the cellos, man.
In my heart, by being a dear, kind friend.
Thanks, Moochie. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Josh.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, if you cry, I'm gonna cry, man. If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry too.
I'm gonna cry.
At this point, I can get my PTO back. I think I'm just gonna go back to the office and spend the rest of the week working.
Hey, Jett, I'm glad you canceled that PTO because I, as your supervisor, would actually love to have the time off. You're my number 2 guy here. We both can't be gone. But, not sure if you're aware of this, but I'm gonna hang out with my best friend. I don't know if you know him. His name is Josh Spence.
Legit. Attaboy. That was awesome.
Why was Stephen C. James's Josh more Josh than Josh?
It was pretty...
It was
pretty good, my man.
I've been researching this role for quite some time.
I think you only needed to throw in a few more duders and you're set. Yeah.
I gotta know, have we all at one point done a Josh impression on the show?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I guess just about everybody has. We've had Robot Josh. We've had This Josh. We've had.
We got a Joshiverse.
Has there been more non-Joshes on the show as Josh than Josh?
Maybe, man.
That actually,
Features
whoa,
heavily.
holy
Nice.
shit, Jonathan. That was meta.
I'm
That
just
was
saying,
profound.
you may not have to be here, dude.
Yeah. The original name of the podcast was Four Non-Joshes.
Leaving studio now. How about that ad read?
Yeah. Michael Heiman.
Is it for Guitar Center? I think we nailed that one.
Yeah. No, that one's been covered along with
This guy's
Drum
sandbagging.
Circles Are
Oh, I'm
Us.
not an
Yes.
improviser.
Oh,
Killing
God.
it.
He does bits
So-
like one.
Yeah. Well,
He sure. Yeah,
Michael
God.
Heiman, let's save Josh from this situation and find out who is paying the bills
Oh.
for this week's episode of the Super Widget Podcast.
His best friend.
Oh, well, here it is. Here it comes. Hey there. Have you ever made a choice and done something and felt like, I really need a do-over? But then you did the do-over and you're like, nah, I need another do-over? Well, here comes the do-over-overer. The do-overer. With the do-overer, you can repeat your mistakes again and again and again and again until you get it right. Did you accidentally make a thoughtless choice and forget to bring a gift to a birthday party? The do-overer. Did you tell yourself, man, you went way too far at the office birthday happy hour drug fest? The do-overer. Did you make a dumb mistake and name your child Reince Priebus? The do-overer is there to help you correct the mistakes that you make over and over again. With the do-over, zip easy peasy, everything is back to normal. Or the normal that happens when you rip space-time repeatedly, doing over and over and over again. Yes, there are consequences. Horrible, horrible consequences. And you'll never know, because you fucking named your kid Reince Priebus like a dummy. Who would do that? The do-over! Available today.
I desperately need one of those. They did not send a sample this time. I think they're way too expensive. But if
it's
maybe
not.
we can,
It's a premium product.
yeah.
Not as much as that Game Boy.
I will say, as worried as I am about my audio in this one, I might use that do-over no matter how many rivers it dries up in South America, just so that way I can make sure I fix the problem.
Or just pay your internet bill.
Oh,
The other thing sounds more fun.
yeah. The other
Yeah.
Don't steal the internet from your neighbor.
See, I really feel like I'm being judged accurately. Like there's a slash there. Like I'm being judged accurately.
A couple people moved out of my building and suddenly I don't have internet. What's going on here? This is weird.
What's the deal?
That's funny.
I connected through my phone. Is that going to work, guys? It's T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Does that work? If that's a real ad, I'd like to use it like right now.
Of course, it's a real ad. All of our sponsors are real on this podcast, Jonathan.
100%.
How dare you suggest otherwise?
By the way, did you get your supple dumps in the mail? Josh sends out a package to everybody.
Frequent
of various
sponsor.
products we've gotten from advertisers. So
One of our
Yeah.
earliest
I work
yes.
very hard on those supple dumps, so
yeah,
as we've heard about on several episodes now.
yeah. So I actually have an answer
I don't even
to
know
the
hood
question
honkers.
to fire out there because mine is also not a physical gift. When I was
It's the
30,
internet from your neighbor. Hey man, you want my Wi-Fi password? That was 5 years ago.
you know what? I will
If the
say
keeps on
this.
giving.
I will say this. Recorded on a podcast. In the speech that the maid of honor made at my wedding, she talked about how generous I am because there were at least a dozen people there who at that time had my HBO Go password. So I like to share the wealth. But I was turning 30 and a friend of mine were like hanging out. It was my birthday. We're leaving work and she winds up tricking me into leading me into a surprise party at Chuck E. Cheese for my 30th birthday. But that wasn't the thing. I thought that was the thing, but that was a clever ruse because that night I was also, my birthday happened to coincide with the, my grad show from Second City. Somebody's got a chopper. It happened to coincide with my grad show I got
Jett
in Second City.
Headphones.
And I was preparing that show. It was my birthday week, so I was like, oh, afterwards we're all gonna go out to this bar. And at the show, there's a part of the show where I'm like running around the stage. I run around the house, and as I'm running by, I kind of catch this lady out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, was that? No, never mind. All right, no. And so I just loop back around, and I finished the show and everything, and everybody's real excited to go to the bar because it's my birthday. But it turns out everybody else knew and I didn't. My friend had also flown my mom in from Texas.
Aww.
So I get to the bar,
sweet.
and my mom is there at the bar.
Has the scene started? Is she getting flown in?
No. So yeah, now my mom drops down from a helicopter. But yeah, she had flown my mom in from Texas and had kept my mom in her apartment for the past 3 days, so that way my mom could surprise me for my 30th birthday. Yeah,
and it was prisoner.
It was very thoughtful of her to kidnap my mother.
Yeah. I love how your 30th birthday was like Fincher's The Game. You know, it's just here you go, pal. We're gonna
see. That's why, Jonathan, you gotta hang out with more improvisers. They will totally commit to the bit.
Yep.
Well, Sanders called in a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, man.
Sanders has that kind of power. He's in good with the city.
It's the most Los Angeles thing ever, right? It's
yeah.
Low flying helicopter.
I would do Geekscape on a street facing Burbank, and there was always sirens up and down Burbank. And on the episode, I'd just be like, "Well, we just greenlit another podcast because that's the siren when you hear it." And yeah, it had to turn into a bit because it would happen when we stream live, we record live, and it would happen every other episode. And I just had to start turning it into a bit. Like, we're growing so fast, we just added another show. There's the siren, kids. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse, and somebody had the word of the day. Yeah. Everybody freak out. Somebody's probably dead down the street, but whatever. Let's make it a bit on Geekscape.
So who else has a gift that they think was thoughtful? The most thoughtful, or I'll even accept second most thoughtful, since not everyone can be the best.
It's hard to beat the emotional ones now. I mean, your mom showing up at a birthday party is pretty great.
That was great. And
all right, well, I'll do. I have one.
I thought somebody was going to hop out of the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese, and you're like, they led me through a Chuck E. Cheese, but that wasn't the gift. The gift was when I looked at the ball pit, my fucking mom jumped out. I was like, what? This is insane.
We'll do that for when I turn 50.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Jen.
She'll be kidnapped.
Right. Yeah. What do you got, Jen?
So mine is, when I was a teenager, this one sticks out because it's a very generous gift. My parents had, my dad had remarried this new woman, who became my stepmother for many years and still is technically. And I didn't know her super well. They had gotten married. He dated her for a while, and then they'd gotten married, and she was living with us, and I was probably around 14, and I was just starting to appreciate that I wanted to be a performer, and I was starting to do more acting things. And her family was from New Jersey, and so for whichever birthday it was 14 or 15 maybe, she convinced my dad to let me go with her to the East Coast on a theater trip in New York and stay with her family in New Jersey. And then so they arranged for all these tickets for amazing Broadway shows and off-Broadway shows for a full week every single night. And nobody had ever given me any, the fact that she sort of spearheaded it and it really was very, I still think about how generous that was. It was this incredible trip. And it also allowed us, it was just the two of us, and I didn't know her super well. Mm-hmm. And it allowed us to bond and sort of, I was kind of a grumpy teenager also. But, we spent all this time together and sort of ended up being both a good thing for, a new stepmother and a stepdaughter to do. But also I got to see all these amazing shows.
What were some of the shows you got to see?
I got to see cats. I got to see, and keep in mind, I'm a teenager. So to me, cats was amazing. Yeah. I just remember at the intermission being obsessed with
musicals about listing things.
Yeah. It's not a great show. But as a teenager, it was like, wow, they really are cats. Like, I didn't understand that, like, a human could be a cat. And then at the end of the show, like, one of the cats stayed out to sign autographs. It was so weird. So he would make eye contact with you and just sign whatever. It was so strange that he would meow at you, but then he'd also be signing an autograph for you, like, on the stage. It was very strange. We saw Chorus Line. We saw, God, what else did we see? We saw all the big ones of that day. Mm-hmm. I think it was like, what's the guy with his face? Phantom of the Opera. We saw, there were all the big ones. But actually, the one that sticks out.
In guys' defenses, all of them have faces?
Not all men.
So sorry.
Hashtag not all men.
You're right.
Not all guys.
And my apologies.
I would like to point you to the Mel Gibson work of genius, Man Without a Face, which I think Jett was in.
Oh.
So yeah.
Probably.
Wait, wasn't that called What Women Want?
I have a residual for that around here somewhere.
What Women Want is a Man Without a Face.
I did see House of Blue Leaves, which was the best one.
Oh, that's an awesome play.
Oh, I love that play. That's a great play.
It was incredible. And Swoozie Kurtz, who nobody remembers, was in it. And it was just like the most mind-blowing thing. And also I saw my first celebrity I'd ever seen on that trip, which was Matt Dillon, who was super, he was in a yogurt store and I had never seen a celebrity before. And I'm a teenager. Yeah. All of this is very new to me. And I see Matt Dillon inside of a yogurt store with a huge duffel bag. He definitely was
full of yogurt.
No, I think he was going through a hard time at that point, maybe. I don't know, or having a great night. I don't want to throw Matt Dillon under.
I'm a method actor. I'm researching for Drugstore Cowboy. This is get out of here, kid.
He might have been. He was very nice, and we went in, and I was a total freak, and made him sign my airline stub, and he signed it.
He did it.
And he did it, and he was very nice, but he was also clearly very not quite with 2 feet on this planet. With like a huge, I still don't know what was in that duffel bag. I think he lived in New York, but he had this massive, like, body size.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry,
like,
you've had too many instances where you're about to say boner, and it isn't coming out. I'm so ready for it.
Chris, you're in charge of the editing. You can just edit that in with me saying boner every time if you'd like. I'll just say boner now. And
we need a clean sample. Can everyone just be silent for a moment so Jen, we can get a clean sample?
No, I want Sanders to edit it
as a lead-in.
I want Sanders to edit Arnold saying boner.
Can somebody do it as an impersonation of Spence? He doesn't even have to be here.
Anyway, you should have somebody else say the word boner, or you can just use the one that I think. Said.
I think
I'm sure he had a massive boner too.
As an act of fighting the patriarchy, I think we shouldn't make Jen say boner, but we should all be forced to say boner.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I like this idea. I'll be quiet. You
on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boner.
Somehow that is worse patriarchy. That's the worst thing.
That sounded like assault.
We tried and we
failed. Had the opposite effect of what we were.
Our brand new podcast, 9 dudes.
Silencing
audio
the one
assault
woman while we all say boner is.
While we say dick.
It's not approved by the National
Toots,
Women's
can you mute your mic while we all say dick? This is great.
Yeah,
anyway,
hey guys, I really like your podcast.
My good gift.
Hey guys, this is
my
kind of podcast, man.
Guest, the Bechdel test.
So anyway, my last season kicking for the Chiefs, I was just.
Jeez,
hey, fuck that guy. He cost me a fantasy football championship.
You guys didn't tell me there was going to be a girl here.
I'm so sorry. Usually they just don't acknowledge that.
And you let her talk? The Spence guy does too? What the fuck?
Usually we just repeat whatever she said louder and take credit for it.
Actually, usually Steven steps in and is like, Jen, what were you saying? And that's how I get my words.
Yep.
But too bad he's an Autobot right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about my terrible.
Have fun in the
internet, Jen.
Matrix. Have fun in the Matrix, motherfucker. Anyway,
Jen, what were you saying?
Where were we?
you didn't even
What?
listen to me.
Matt Dillon's duffel bag.
Oh
fully
no!
open.
I was telling a story of the gift of getting a bunch of theater tickets, and you all.
It was actually a
and the whole
beautiful
time-
story.
Everything that I was saying the whole time, the rest of you were just thinking the word boner. So
That's
what the experience was.
I typed it.
You know what's worse is if we just like mouth the word boner without saying it, it looks really creepy on the screen.
Well,
That'll be a good.
thank you for this
podcast
audio
moment.
format. Yeah.
This
This
is
stuck in the bait.
some dark web. This is dark web shit. Hey, hey, Jonathan, you want to join us? We say it's a podcast, but you want to play a game instead?
Do you want to mouth the word boner for an hour?
And, why do you guys do a podcast at 8 p.m. on a Saturday? You'll find out.
It took a turn.
I'm actually going to loop back to Matt Dillon.
Please
Apparently,
to anything better.
Please, literally anything else, Steven.
well,
comes the
apparently
cease and
he is
desist
one of
from
those
Matt Dillon.
people. No, he is apparently one of those people who is legendarily a nice guy, because when I graduated from Second City, our show was directed by a guy named Jay Leggett, and Jay co-wrote a movie with Mitch Rouse that Matt Dillon was in, and apparently he is one of those super nice guys who does like know the name of everybody on the crew, got everybody wrapped gifts, did all of that stuff for everybody. He may have actually been just confused why your autograph book had like a cat's paw print in it. And that might have been what threw him off, because he's apparently legendarily one of the very nice guys in Hollywood. Now, of course, every other time I've heard that, something terrible's come out, but...
Hey, super.
All right, Matt Dillon. Listen to me. I understand you've been handing things out to other people. And I don't know if you know my deal, but my name is Rhea Perlman, and I am in charge of handing out gifts for free. So, whatever you're doing, I want you to knock it off.
Hey, Rhea, I don't carry this giant duffel bag full of stuff to not hand out stuff to people. I mean, what do you think I'm doing? Like I'm just walking around New York being depressed and angry with a giant boner? And no, I'm handing out stuff to people.
Well, I had heard some rumors about the boner, but let me see what's in this duffel bag. Oh my God. What is this? It's filled with chairs and Game Boys. What the hell is this? This is my area.
Yeah, Rhea, you haven't cornered the market on chairs and Game Boys. I can have chairs and Game Boys too.
Don't you have enough? You were in movies, major movies. What did I have? I had Cheers for a long time. I married Danny Devito. Where am I now?
Well, look at you. Look at you. I can barely see you from up here. Look at my face. I look like a movie star. Of course I'm going to be in movies. You are a garden gnome with a scratchy voice. You are lucky to be where you are.
Hold the phone for a minute.
Hey, that's my
a
wife you're
bridge
talking
too
about,
far.
pal. Hey, I'll come up there. I'll come up there. That's my wife you're talking about. Somebody, hun, give me one of your chairs so I can punch this guy.
Here, take this chair. Watch out for his big boner.
Help me. I'm being accosted.
No, I'm
by
using it for leverage.
Two tiny people.
I thought you were supposed to be a nice guy, but look, you called me a garden gnome. Danny, get him.
You know what? You're right.
I'm getting him, hun. I've been hitting him for minutes now.
Hey, look, listen, I'm just going to burp him until he goes to sleep. All right, there you are. Who's a big boy? Okay. All right.
Oh, no.
It's always sunny. It's always sunny.
Rhea, you're right. You're right. I responded poorly in that situation. I should have been a little more understanding. You got nothing else to hang on to. I took your thing. So I'm
gonna
sorry.
take this duffel bag, all right? This duffel
What?
bag
I'm trying
is mine
to
now.
make amends.
Give me Danny. I will cradle him now. I have got him, and I am cradling him myself. I'm gonna just put him over my shoulder. I'm taking this duffel bag, and I would like you off the set of Cheers immediately, even though it hasn't been on for a while, because that's when you became famous later.
I sleep here, Rhea. I got nowhere to go.
You sleep on the Cheers set?
I sleep on the Cheers set, yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me anything.
Can you afford a Game Boy?
Well, I had a duffel bag full of them, but then you took them, so now I got
So
nothing.
yes or no? Okay. Well, I'm gonna forego my rule about being a guest star on Cheers in here. You may have one chair and one Game Boy. I'm taking the rest and my sleeping husband. and we're going home.
For realsies, Rhea?
Hold on,
These are
Rhea.
mines to keep?
Rhea,
Yes.
I'm waking up. Wait. Rhea, I'm waking up. Hey, listen.
Wake
I
up.
overheard this
Here,
guy.
I'll put you on your feet.
This guy doesn't have any place to stay, all right? And there's something about Maddie, all right? We can't just throw him from this train, okay? I think he can crash with us, all right? Come on.
Danny,
Stay.
I think that is a great idea, and my mind's a blank.
I appreciate you reaching out, and I'm sorry you're blacking out, but Danny, I would like to take you up on that, and I would like to be your house guest. And Rhea, I will help you with your memory.
Well, we are going to let you in, even though you're an outsider, and that's all I got.
Rhea, Danny, it's so good you're back at the apartment. I've loved sleeping on the couch with Matt Dillon, you son of a bitch.
Hey, listen, Arnold, it's that, you know, yeah, that was a great handshake and all, but I just want you to know, Maddie's our new best friend.
We got tattoos and everything. Check this out.
No way. Sorry, you probably don't want to say that too loudly because your other best friend, Josh Spence, is in the bathroom. He had to go potty.
Josh is here?
Yeah,
I gotta
but
go.
he's not gonna take it too lightly that he's no longer the best friend and that Matt Dillon is now the best friend.
Hey, I appreciate all the kindness, but I'm gonna go back to the cheer set if Josh is here.
Well, do what you gotta do.
Right,
I think
yeah.
he'll be all right with it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Josh, are you coming down or?
Oh,
You
no.
know what? He's already mad.
Oh, he's giving us the silent treatment. Oh, no, hon, I don't know.
I hate that. I hate it when he gives. You know what? Push a drum underneath the bathroom crack.
Yeah,
And a guitar.
I'll slide a snare
and,
underneath. Let's see how he does.
And
All
one
right.
of the cellos. That'll help. Push them all under there.
Nope, nothing. I hope he's okay.
And then I woke up and oh my god, it was the best dream ever. I had so many best friends and you were there and Sanders and you were there and SMB. We kind of talked about it and Jett and you were there and Dave Grohl was there.
Hey, Josh, what about me? Was I there? Was I there at all?
I mean, I can go back to sleep and we can see what happens, but
No. You know what? Legit.
Oh, the angry legit people.
Oof.
And on that legit, I think we legit this episode. Michael Heiman, what's the stuff you have to say after I legit it?
Thank you, as always, to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted by Jett Kaufman, edited by Jett Kaufman and Chris Sanders, and co-hosted by me, Michael Heiman. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you're loving what we're doing, pause real quick, write a 5-star review before you close the app, tell your friends about us. If you want to submit your own questions for the show, you can private message us, or you can tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or Threads. You can also email us at contact@superlegitpod.com. Tonight's regular cast included Josh Spence, Chris Sanders, Sean Michael Boozer, Jen Burton, Stephen C. James, and our very special guest, Jonathan London. Jonathan, do you have anything you want to plug or share? Tell people to find you, follow you, listen to you, watch you, stalk you.
If you like those deep dives on the geek stuff, you're just going to love the Geekscape podcast. You're just going to like it. I like to talk to either a filmmaker, an actor, a musician, or a video game personality or comic book creator every week. And sometimes we do panels. You know, I like to take the audience to conventions with me and do like fun episodes where I'm interviewing a bunch of people on the floor and string those together as an audio episode. But there's also video on the YouTube channel. We have 35 plus shows on the network now, but Geekscape's the flagship that started it. And we've successfully made ourselves the 8th ranked podcast on our own network. But whatever.
Congrats, dude.
I like to see other people succeed. Yeah. It's great. And this has been fun, guys, but I'm pretty easy to find on social media.
Great. Well, we'll definitely put a link to the podcast in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us, Jonathan. You've been a lovely guest.
It was a blast. I can't wait to hang out with you guys. You said that we were going to go to some wrestling. We're going to go hang out at other places.
We're going to just do a little music store crawl.
Yeah. Who was not included in that? Was it SMB?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
You know what? SMB's invited. You know what? SMB and I are just going to go hang out by ourselves.
Oh, actually, I appreciate that, but I need something to be bitter about. But I do appreciate the offer.
Oh, that's his brand.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's his dilithium crystals.
Yeah, yeah. If we make him happy, Spence is suddenly going to be able to talk about a guitar on the podcast, and we can't have that.
And
shit.
it's a slippery slope at that point.
Steven's
so
like, check this out, guys. Working internet. Look at. And Jen gets a female co-host to join. Like, this would be insane. This wouldn't even be the same show. It's crazy.
No,
she's like,
you
guys
are not getting along. Yes.
Try saying boner now, assholes.
We'd find a way. We'd find a way.
And she's holding up scissors.
Yep, and that's the line we end the show on. Try saying boners now, assholes. All right, thank you all for joining me for another episode of the Super Legit Podcast. Love you all.
Sean Michael.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I know I usually do like the post bumper thing with Jett, but I just want to let you know that you're also one of my best friends, and we got to do something soon, and I feel sorry about that. So we're gonna make that happen. Like, you're the first person I've done a post show bumper with outside of Jett.
This makes me so happy, especially because I can see Jett listening to this.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time, I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh, oh,
And that's our show.
Yeah.
Bold.
That was so harsh. That was so harsh.
That was the harshest episode.
I was just gonna, as
I
Arnold
was so
say,
mean today.
by far.
say, hey, Matt Dillon's boner, come with me if you want to live. But that's
We can still do that.
No, it's
We
too
can
late.
still do
It's
that.
too late.
We can edit it.
You can edit it in.
Still recording.
And you never said hasta la vista. That would have been hacky,
Yeah.
right?
We really did not need to force in my very obscure Predator Dillon reference.
That was actually
Matt.
I thought
The
that
visual
was
gag.
pretty good. That you landed the plane on that one. I was like, he snuck that in there. That was solid.
Yeah. Well,
I thought
but
that
you
was
guys,
good.
yeah, you didn't know it was coming in. But you know what?
That's great.
It was pretty thoughtful, wasn't it?
Oh,
That was
I
the gift you
get it.
gave to us.
Yeah. You tied it back to the question. That's well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's great.
Do you? And most of you guys. Jonathan obviously knows the reference, but
I thought it was awesome. I was like,
I think
holy
Stephen
shit, that was
C.
really smart.
James got it too because he called out the handshake. But you
son
guys
of a
just don't know.
bitch.
You guys don't know your film. You guys don't know your super action film.
When you edit this later, Sanders, you will note that no one laughed harder than I, and that was the laughter of recognition. So thank you.